Hey y'all, Jesse Petersen here with Let's Make Art. I've got Keenan here.
Hello.
He's our cameraman, art cheerleader, all of the things.
Yes.
All of the things. I'm a mixed media artist and I love art journaling, and that's what we do here. So if you're wondering what is art journaling, well, it can be a lot of different things. It can be whatever you want. It can be fast pages of just painting and putting some colors on there to get your mood across, or it could be slow and little snippets of your life. It could be whatever you want, whatever your current mood is, whatever you want to try out. It's just all the things.
What if you try to channel a different mood and put it on the paper? What if it's not your mood? That'd be fun.
I mean, it's really whatever you want.
Yeah.
You should try that, Keenan. I like that. We like to work in themes because I think it's helpful to kind of give you a baseline to start, a jumping off point, you know? And so this theme that we're going to work with for the next couple of weeks is called Record and Reflect. And wait, here we go. You get a theme card in your box every month, but you can share it here. So here's our theme. We can all agree that 2020 has been quite a year. This month's theme, Record and Reflect, is all about inspiring you to process it all in the best way possible. Writing a list or recording significant numbers can really capture a snapshot of what's happened in your life. Even remembering smaller things like the books you read or the TV shows you enjoyed can trigger specific memories or life lessons you learned long after it has happened. We will play with pigment powders, an array of colors as vast as the experience we have had this year, in hopes that it will help to inspire you to tell your unique story in a way that only you can. So that's our theme, and I'm excited to work in that because I think there's a lot to process about 2020. And so all these projects are just kind of there to help inspire that.
Fun.
Thanks. Okay, so I'm really excited to introduce the supplies that we're going to use for this theme, and it's awesome because we have pigment powders, and there are 9 different colors here. And we were going to use those with water and all kinds of fun techniques. So if you have never used pigment powders, it'll be a fun way to play and explore something new. Of course, we're going to use this awesome stencil from Dilutions. And if you're looking for this stencil, the name of the stencil is called Stencil It. So it's the Stencil It stencil, just to be clear. Stencil It. But it has all these fun patterns. And it's really cool because it has like a fold in it. Oh man, I forgot to bring it. My like little journal cover that I use has those elastics, and this fits right into the elastic, and you can carry it around in your journal. So next time I make a video, I will show you that.
Yeah, that's convenient.
In the next project. Yeah, so that's really cool. So we're gonna use that. And really important, we are going to use the cellophane from our art journaling package. So don't throw that away. Hopefully you didn't throw that away. If not, you probably have something like this around.
Would a Walmart bag work?
It needs to be a little stiffer, because we're going to do this with it.
Ziploc bag.
Possibly. Like a good quality one, not like the cheap one.
Okay.
So
what about
you can explore.
tin foil?
No.
Okay.
So yeah, keep that. Okay, so that's part of our supplies. And let's see, we are going to use a craft knife, which I forgot to put out here, but I have it. Where is it? There it is. Craft knife.
Found it.
I'm going to use my cutting mat, and I'm going to use a round 8 brush and a pencil. So there we have it. That's what we're going to, oh, and RES paste. We get this in the subscription box. If you're not a subscriber, you can use like a glue stick or whatever you have. I prefer just working out of the bigger tub, but you have this as well. So that is all of our supplies. And now we can talk about the actual project that we're gonna do.
Perfect.
Which is life in lists.
Oh.
So this is a list of books, some of the books that I read in 2020. Okay. And so you could do that, and you could use this little reading thing. We're also gonna use collage paper, I forgot to mention that. But you could use watching or currently listening to or milestone. You could journal about whatever you want, but I thought books would be fun for me. So I'm excited for that. And now we can get started on our project.
Let's do it.
But I'll read the prompt and then we'll talk about our intention for today. So the prompt, because we always do a technique and a prompt, and you can mix and match those however you want. Are you the type of person who writes lists sometimes just so you can check off the items and celebrate what you've accomplished?
Yes.
Doesn't that feel good?
Yes. I like to say fold one pair of socks Done.
Checked off my list. I think it's a good practice to do, right? Like, so you could say, hey, look at all the things I did today.
Exactly.
If you're not that person, maybe just try it. Like, it can be super satisfying. Try making a few lists to reflect on what you accomplished this year to include in your journal. It could also be fun to record a list, like all the titles of the stacks of books that you read in 2020, or if you're like me, they might be more audio than actual physical books, because I can do that on the way to work and all kinds of other things. Or your favorite TV shows. I think there has been a little bit of binging of TV shows this year, so those are good to list as well. Just a reminder, spending time doing what you love is an accomplishment too. And I think that's so important to recognize, like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I feel like we always like put things off. Like, always. You know, I have to do all this stuff before I can do that fun thing. Like you have to like earn it or something. No, you don't. Like, we're here to experience joy, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's good. Like, give yourself permission for that. And while we're on that subject, I like to set an intention before starting to like do art and journaling. And I like to take a breath, because I get really excited and I get intense, and then I just kind of get whatever. So,
frazzled.
Yeah, frazzled. That's such a good word. So just, you know, like just relax and take a deep breath with me. All right, and now we're going to set our intention. And I think today a good intention is, I welcome the experience of joy in my life, because that kind of goes along with what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
We can have joy. We can. Like, it's good, and it's good to make time for that. And I don't know about you, but art journaling brings me joy, and sometimes I just need to be reminded to give myself permission to do things that make me happy. So if that's what you need today, then this is a reminder to put aside whatever is happening and to play and dabble and paint along with us.
Nice.
Okay. So like I said, we're going to need this handy dandy cellophane and a journal. I'm going to take these clips. You guys, this is like so fun. I'm so excited. I'm just going to turn to a page. And the colors that we're going to use for this project specifically are going to be, I'm going to move these out of the way. Also, let's see. Keenan, when you have a second over there, if you see a pencil, I'm going to need a pencil later, and I didn't bring it.
I will find a pencil.
Thank you. Art cheerleader, cameraman, and finder of art supplies. That's Keenan.
I have an unsharpened pencil.
We don't have a mechanical pencil in that little thing over there. We do. We got one. The colors we're going to use are Blue Hawaiian. I love that name. And Blueberry Pie. So we're going to mix those together to get this color right here. And I tried to just kind of match that blue line that's on our collage paper, but you can have whatever blue hue that you want. Hue, do you.
Hue, do you.
I just made that up. And I don't know if you noticed, thank you for the pencil, Keenan.
You're welcome.
But I'm using a bigger tray today. That is not necessary. I'm just being extra. But if you enjoy having a little more space, you might really like this tray. Can you see this in the overhead?
I can see it. It's quite large.
Is it like taking over the space
No,
of
you're
the...
good, you're good.
So do I need to move it, adjust it in any way? Now, whenever you open a new one, which is why I wanted to bring this out. Look at all those colors you get. So exciting.
Oh my goodness.
There's like a little plastic seal on the top. You're going to want to take that off. Oh. And then you can like tap out your color. It's kind of like, it's almost like makeup, like powder.
I'm familiar.
Well, okay. So anyway, I just want to show you that. I think I've already taken them off, the ones that I have. Find some time, space here. Okay. So I'm gonna, and I've been carrying mine around, so they're kind of crazy, but I'm just gonna tap some pigment on there. So it's just like powdery, right? And I'm gonna tap a little bit of this on there.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Is it flammable?
No. Why would it be flammable?
Because that'd be cool.
Well, now you got me wondering if I actually know whether it's flammable or not. Pretty sure it's not.
We should test it.
You want to test it right now, or?
No.
Okay,
yes.
So I'm just getting this wet and mixing my color. Oh yeah.
What?
No, I just want to look at the color that's on here and be like, yeah, I'm getting that color. See, it wasn't quite green and it wasn't quite blue. It's more of like a green blue.
Do you want to scoot that a little to the left?
I'd love to. I just want to be able to see it. We got this big old palette.
Huge palette.
Oh yeah. So yeah, all I did was add water. And so this kind of makes it feel like watercolor, you know? But it's more chalky, like matte kind of paint. Because there's nothing like added like polymers or whatever, like how acrylic is. Because it's just the pure pigment. Okay. So in order to get this kind of like fun effect right here, we're gonna do this technique that I refer to as roll with it. Vicki Boutin actually calls it the kissing technique.
The kissing technique?
Yeah. Vicki Boutin is the one who, the brand of this product.
Is this family appropriate?
Yeah, she says you're supposed to kiss it like your grandma, not like the rock.
Okay, I like
so
that.
I kind of love that. So we're just gonna roll with it gently. So I'm just putting this on here like that. Do you see that?
Wow.
Isn't that cool? So then we're gonna get this kind of thing going on our page. Now we're just gonna roll it onto our page just gently.
What?
Isn't that cool?
Holy shnikes.
Just kind of fun and magical. And I'm just thinking, okay, this is my background, so I want to make sure I've got some variation of textures going on here. So I'm going to turn this upside down and try to get like this little bit of smaller bits on the bottom as kind of like a little detail.
Dang, that's sweet.
I mean, I don't know how else you could achieve that look, you know, it's just kind of different, kind of a fun texture. And you can keep going with it. I'm going to try not to overdo it. I'm not going to get too precious here. All right, that feels good. Okay, so that's it. Super simple. Wet your pigment, roll it in there, and put it on your page, and you got this cool background. Okay, so I'm going to move that over.
That's amazing.
Thank you. Ooh, so cool. Okay, so while we let that dry, we're going to trim out our typewriter with our X-Acto, which, you guys, it's a little tricky. It's a little tricky. You know what's tricky is that I know I brought an X-Acto over here. There we go. I couldn't find it. And now I'm like touching pigment, touching my face. Now I'm like, do I have pigment on my face?
It's all on your forehead.
It is?
No, I'm just kidding. That'd be super funny.
Keenan. I have definitely walked around with paint on my face without knowing it. Okay, I want to make sure that you can see what I'm doing here, so let me know if my...
That was it. I was going to ask you how far away you could be from the paper.
Oh, yeah, here we go. You know, this doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to look like a typewriter no matter what. And you can choose this simplified, like, and not cut out every little detail if you want. It's really no big deal. But you definitely want to start with a sharp
blade. A
blade.
new blade.
Yes. Got excited. Just need to take a breath here. This is such a simple page, but it's like, it was so fun to make. So I hope that you're going to enjoy making this. And just know that the more that you cut with an X-Acto knife like this, the easier it gets. I've been doing this for a minute, so I might be going faster than you are, but it's okay. Just take your time. Be in the moment. You know?
I'm not familiar with an X-Acto knife, but it is very fun every time I get to try and use one.
Yeah?
Yeah. I lost my tote and shit, so I'm not really allowed to use sharp things.
What?
It's
a tote and shit.
It's a scouting reference.
What? It's a what reference? A scouting reference?
Yeah.
A tote and shit?
Yeah. It might be chip. That's how long it's been. I'm not even sure. I'll have to Google it for you.
Yeah, I need to know this. They want to know this. We all want to know, Keenan. Okay, now, if you want, you can use a ruler for the straight edge of the paper. Or you can just wing it.
It's a chip, not a chit.
Well, what's a chit? Is that like a military thing?
No, there's another one that's. I'll look it up.
I'm learning all kinds of stuff today.
It's been a long time. A chit, C-H-I-T. I feel like I need to clarify that. Is a short official note.
Not the other.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh.
It's a short official note, memorandum, or voucher, typically recording a sum owed. Huh.
Oh, a chit.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we got our paper, and now I'm going to come around the other side with our typewriter. I just love old typewriters. I think they're so cool. Bless you.
Thank you.
Do you have allergies?
I do not. Just sometimes I sneeze.
Well, I have allergies, and this wonderful lady named Janice makes local honey here.
Oh.
And eating the honey of the season of the bees or whatever is supposed to help you with your seasonal allergies.
I've heard that.
And I've been trying it out, and I feel like my allergies are not as bad.
I had allergies one year, but I've never believed in them, so they went away.
I don't know what to say that. But maybe, you know, just a positive outlook can make a big change in your life. I don't know. I could get behind that. Okay, I'm almost got this. Just gonna connect that cut to that cut. Gotta get it off. Just got a little bit more. It's just so satisfying when you get it cut out. So just keep going, you know, you got this.
It's totally worth it. Oh, snap.
Okay, I'm missing a spot over here somewhere. Where did I? This tiniest little, it's hanging on by a thread here. And there we go, we got it. We got it. And I'm going to cut out reading. Should have told you in the beginning that I was using a ruler, but you probably got one around, right? And if not, you can totally just cut it. It's not a big deal.
If you got the box, you could use the Let's Make Art Matter card.
Oh yeah, like a straight edge.
As a straight edge, yeah. You can use a debit card or a credit card.
Yeah, or you can just cut it like this. I mean, it's no big deal. We're not trying to be precious.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, you might cut your card.
That's one thing I say a lot, that every now and then someone's new and joins our community in the group, they're like, what's she talking about though? So I want to explain that a little bit. Like, what I mean by don't be precious is like, don't make it so important that you like freeze up and you don't have fun, right? So like, we're just playing in our art journal. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
And I was telling you about a quote that
I have a quote
read
from you.
Yeah. I shared it with Keenan.
Let me find it and read it.
By another artist who talked about being precious, and I got really excited because I think he says it better than I say it.
His name is Shepard Fairey, and he says, being precious and fearful is very harmful to making breakthroughs with good art.
Yeah, that's good.
That is a good quote. So it just kind of holds you back.
Yeah.
Start thinking about it too much.
Yeah. And I think like precious, like, you know, like you're going to break it or whatever. Like, you know, when you're holding like a baby and it's like so precious and you're being so gentle and like careful and whatever. You don't have to be like that with your art journal. You don't have to be like that. Just have fun. Okay. I'm going to cut this part out. I'm just trying to remember like where I want to cut it.
Sometimes you got to wrestle that baby into some pajamas and they're not very cooperative.
Oh my gosh, have you like been seeing our house while we're getting our 2-year-old ready lately? Like, how do you know this about us? Oh. Yeah, sometimes those babies have a mind of their own anyway, so.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna cut this off and then I'm going to, sometimes like it's fun to tear stuff. It feels good to tear stuff, I feel like.
Yeah.
Just gonna I'm gonna tear the top of this. Now, if you tear it this way, you'll get one thing. If you tear it that way, you'll get another. I kind of like tearing it this way because then you get the white edge showing on the paper. So I'm tearing on the top. And let's see, how long was that one? I'm just gonna put this next to that. Oh yeah, so I tore it about right here, where the 4 is. If you're trying to do it exactly like I did it before. I'm trying to do it exactly like I did it before. You don't have to do that. That feels right. I'm liking it. Okay. We might need just another minute for our background to dry. It's just still a little wet. So we'll let that dry and we can just journal right on our paper while we're waiting for that to dry. And then we can glue all this together on our page and then we'll be done. This is such an easy, fast one, but satisfying, I feel like. See that pencil that Keenan's got for me? Which is awesome.
I got you a regular pencil and a mechanical pencil.
I appreciate
just in
that.
case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I'm gonna write some of the books that I read this year on here. And one of them is The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. And you could do a pen if you want. Like, I think I did a pencil because I was being precious. I was worried about messing it up. So don't. But if using a pen stresses you out, then use a pencil and you can erase, and that's fine too. Just do whatever you want. The Ocean, I have to say it, you guys, or I'll start saying whatever Keenan's saying. Because he likes to say stuff when I'm writing that's not what I'm writing. You do.
I don't know what you mean.
Right, I don't know what you mean.
I've never done that before. I don't say random things. I usually say things that pertain to what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's true. It's not like my brothers when they just start saying numbers when I'm trying to count.
7, 42. Purple. That'd be weird if I were to just start saying random colors.
Big Magic is a book that I recently read, and Keenan read it too.
I did.
Because we all read it at Let's Make Art and talked about it, and that was really cool.
I did like that book too.
What did you like about it?
I liked her concept of ideas. So I liked how she described ideas as things that are like have a mind of their own and are going from person to person and sit with the person that's going to actually make them come to fruition.
Yeah, that's pretty rad.
I love that concept. I don't know if I agree with it, but I love thinking about it that way.
I like that you're still questioning whether you agree with it. It's cool.
Yeah.
See, I'm already erasing. It's fine. We're fine. I just wanted that S to have more sass. There we go. I also read Where the Crawdads Sing by Della Owens. Reminded me of Louisiana, although we don't say crawdads, we say crawfish. So that was a little awkward for me. And I read
That was awkward.
The Alchemist, which I struggle spelling, so I'm really going to pay attention right now.
Ooh, alchemist.
Yeah, I mean, that feels right.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, so I got my books written on there. I read more than those, but those were those were top 4, although I'm still reading a book now that might need to be on that list that I got as a recommendation. I'm trying to remember if I'm going to get the title right. I just forgot to set out my stuff this time. You guys, I'm really sorry that I'm being this person.
That's okay.
Right now. There it is. I was looking for my palette knife because we like to use that with our glue. And I kind of left some glue on this from the last time I used it, which is okay because I got a baby wipe right here. But it's glue, and I'm about to use more glue, so it's really not a big deal. It's fine. Or Yes Paste, rather. This is like a new thing of Yes Paste, and I just think it's satisfying to see it like that.
It makes me think of fat, like after you cook bacon on a camp out.
which I think is awesome.
Yeah. It smells good.
I save bacon grease and make a roux with it in my cast iron skillet.
What's a roux?
It's like
Like a kangaroo?
It's R-O-U.
Row.
E-X. I'm saying it wrong.
Row.
I can't paste and spell at the same time. Okay.
Paste. No paste and spell. This is a no paste and spelling area.
It's like the beginning of a gravy. So like I just made like this traditional tomato gravy for my dad when he was visiting that we ate over biscuits. I know it sounds weird, tomato gravy. It doesn't even sound right, but it's good. And you start it with like flour and bacon grease in a skillet.
Wow.
See, we're already talking about food. It's like every time we get together, we're talking about food.
I feel like this is the first mention.
This time.
It's usually a little quicker.
Yeah. We started earlier, so it's not quite as close to lunch as it usually is.
Oh, that's true.
But they don't know that. They don't know when we started filming. This is not making any sense to anybody else.
They're so confused.
I'm really sorry,
We're
guys.
breaking the fourth wall.
What's that mean? The
What?
fourth wall?
Yeah, when you acknowledge that there's a camera in the room,
Oh, yeah.
that's the fourth wall.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Okay, well, I was hoping that would be dry by now because our last step is gluing this to that. We're still, it's all right. We're good. We got it. Last step. We're going to put this down like this. Then we're going to put this
This really is a quick project.
on top of that. And there you have it. I kind of think it looks cool when it's like not lined up like this, but like a little offset, you know?
Yeah,
like
I too think that. I agree.
And I think I'm going to kick the whole thing over because I want to be able to see some more of this texture behind it. So I'm just going to move that like that. And 14 is kind of a lucky number for me, so I kind of like that 14 showing. Yeah,
14.
so I'm going to do that.
Yeah, nice.
A little bit of more yes paste. I think you can have a lot of fun playing with different colors and layering the roll with it technique or the kissing technique, whatever you want to call it, it's fine. As long as we all know what we're talking about.
Yeah, and it's family friendly.
We're just gonna roll with it.
Roll with it.
And we're gonna find joy in it while we're doing it. We're not gonna be too precious.
I feel like it's pretty easy to find joy in doing art.
Oh, it can be, but then also you can freak yourself out. So I'm just here to remind you not to freak yourself out because it's supposed to be fun.
If I start to freak myself out when doing art, I change the project. I won't lie to you. I end up just doing like swatches of paint color.
I almost did that upside down. It would have been cool if it was upside down.
It would have been sweet.
Okay, I like that right there. Yeah. It's just like old stuff sometimes. Like that's just like cool.
My brother has a typewriter.
Yeah?
Yeah, he had
Does
like
it work?
Old classic one. Yeah, he uses it to write poems.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I've been trying to find a working one, and so far all the working ones are really expensive.
Yeah, I think he
Turns
took a
out.
long time to find one. I
Cool.
also don't think he would want me telling people that he writes poems.
Well, you didn't say which brother.
Ooh, that's true.
Got a lot of brothers, so it's still a
Good
mystery.
point.
Although I'm going to try to guess now. Do any of your brothers not have a beard?
No.
So I can't narrow it down by saying, does he have a beard?
Nope. They all have glasses. They all have beards.
And they all have deep voices.
For the most part, yeah. Well, I think I'm the only one that doesn't have as deep a voice as they do.
Really?
Yeah. They're also, generally, they're louder than I am, too. Well, sometimes.
This is really sticky, which is what we want, but also...
It's hard to finagle some paste on there.
Okay, I'm going to flip this so it'll get more glue in places I don't want. All right. I said this was going to be fast, and then I struggled with the pace. It's fine. I'm still having fun. I hope y'all are having fun. Okay.
We are. It's a good time.
All right. Final step. Now I'm going to put this on that and it's going to get glue on it. Oh, somebody had the best idea in our Facebook group about just using an old magazine when you
Oh, when you do
paste.
the pasting?
Yeah, just doing it on there and then turn the page when you need to do another one. I thought that was so smart.
It's a great idea. Do you want to push that up a little bit?
I would love to.
Thank you.
I'm using the side of my finger because it's literally the only part of my hand that doesn't have glue on it anymore. So if you're like, why is she using her pinky? That's why. But also you can rinse your hands with water and it'll stop being sticky immediately. And because I always have some handy paint water around that's only slightly different color, I can do that, or use a baby wipe or my apron,
Smart.
whatever.
All kinds of surfaces.
We did it! It's so easy and fun and awesome, I think.
Nice.
So I hope you enjoyed this and you weren't too precious and you had a good time looking back at some of the books you read or whatever other list of things that you chose to do. And what I love about Let's Make Art is that we have this really cool community that is on Facebook, and it's at Let's Make Art Journals. And people share what they make and they do it differently, and then we can find inspiration by seeing what they do, and it's really cool. So you might want to check that out if you haven't done that yet. And you can also hashtag your pages that you make on Instagram with the same hashtag, Let's Make Art. And that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next time.